Okay, folks, we're going to get, before we start closing ceremonies, Philip would like to say something.
I would like to speak.
Speak.
Ladies and gentlemen, real quick, please take your seat. If you were here yesterday, was it yesterday? It seems like a year ago. I did a presentation about the documentary I'm making, tentatively titled The Mist Doc. Clever, thank you very much. They are queued up for a video, so I couldn't put these words on the screen. If you can see these, I commend you. You have better eyesight than I do. But please, absolutely, right now, take a picture of it or write it down. Can you guys see? Contact me on Twitter @TheMistDoc or email philipshane@mac.com. Again, Philip with one L because that's all my parents could afford. Mac because Macintosh, we love it. Okay. I thank every one of you for first of all, just for welcoming me. I met a lot of you last year, and it's great to see you all again. I hope you enjoyed the presentation. There is an enormous amount of footage still in the bank and a lot more to come as I follow the secret projects that both Robin and Rand are working on now. My kind of town. That's who you are. All right. So please contact me, sign up, and we'll have continuing updates and occasional sneak peeks at other footage and stuff like that. And I hope to see you all again real soon. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so did we all have fun this weekend? Was anyone sad that there wasn't anything from Cyan? Well, if I got a video for you, I have to take the thing off. That's how you did that.
I don't know if you'll be in again today, but we really do need to get that Mysterium video done. So if you could, send it, that'd be great. So I know I just called, but they do need to know. I mean, it is kind of a big thing. So yeah, please send it. Okay, bye. Hey man, I don't know if you're gonna be around today, but I'm kind of working on the barbecue down here. Hey, Mysterium video, we haven't done that yet. We still need to get that done. As you know, they need to know. Get a hold of me. Bye. Hey man, we're still waiting on the Mysterium video. They need to know it, so send it soon. Hey dude, I think I missed you again today. Mysterium video, we gotta get it done real soon. Yeah, it's this weekend, so yeah, that would be awesome. Yeah, they really need to know. Bye. Call Rand Miller. Hey Rand, just reminding you that we gotta do that Mysterium video. I know it's probably getting on your nerves, all that stuff, but yeah, we gotta get that video done. They need to know. Okay? Bye.
Looking for a small rectangular window in a majestic iron and iron timber door. Okay, so we move through the window into a dark, intricate, large stone dungeon-like room with like an odd light, hanging light fixture that's illuminating a huge wooden structure, chair, like but, well, except that it screams restraint, not royalty. Cameras behind it, there's someone sitting in it. But we can, we can see, and we can, at least we can see the top of the head and right elbow. Slowly, we approach, the right elbow is moving, it's raised. It's raised unnaturally, definitely not comfortable, not relaxing or a comfy armrest. As more of the arm comes into view, it's not pretty. There are metal chains shackling the wrist to keep the entire right arm raised, unnaturally raised. Blood drips. Dirty iron and leather shackle. That's it. Now, what the heck? He keeps calling me. I don't have time for this, Frank. I have some time for you.
So if it wasn't clear, next year we'll be in Spokane again for the 20th annual Mysterium convention. And now we need to tear a bunch of tickets, so if you will give us just a second, we will deal with that. Talk amongst yourselves. Kelly, come up. Brandon, come up. Shouldn't it be the actual sweet music? Shouldn't it be the sweet music? Yakety sax? Freya, mute my mic, please. Okay, we are going to get started on prizes. So if everyone can come up and grab one ticket from a committee member and write your name on it and put it in that basket right there. Committee members get to do a thing, yes. You take those. Any. They're writing their name on them, so it doesn't matter. Yes. We have to be able to read it. It must be in English. I think that's more than enough.
We will not be able to read
Yeah,
it.
then
We will not win a prize.
Doug will get your prize. Committee, remember to put a ticket in for yourself. Ow.
Yeah, Callum.
Paging Callum.
Callum, please come to the AV table in aisle 9. Did you put in an extra ticket for passport?
No, I didn't know I got
Oh,
it.
well, we were going to do that once we got to it.
He's just the one.
Okay, yeah, that's true.
I wasn't wanting to say, did you say we actually get one?
Yes.
Did I put mine in? I wrote it.
Put it in again. Just put another one in. It's fine. Has everyone put a ticket in? Has anyone not put a ticket in? Last chance. If you find a red ticket, you get nothing. Have all committee members put tickets in? Philip and Kevin, have you put tickets in? Can someone confirm the camera is still recording? Great, thank you. Last chance, going once, going gone. Okay. Drea will talk about marker missions.
Check. Nope. Anything? Anything? There we go.
Louder, there you go.
I'm not good at loud. Loud is
No,
bad.
I'm talking to him.
All right. So I have a couple of things. We did marker missions a little differently this year, obviously. I have a few honorable mentions that I would like to talk about before we talk about who won. Of the 100 tokens that were hidden, 311 will return to me. So I'm very impressed with all of you. For honorable mentions, I have Devin, who found 53 of those by himself. You can come get an extra lanyard. I have Hollister, who found 38. Matt, who found 28. And Monica and Kat, who both found 22. And I took one extra lanyard. Whoops. All right, and now what you're all actually waiting for. So in order from last place to first place, the red total was 56. The blue total was 75. The yellow total was 105. And the green total was 122. So you can come up and get an extra ticket to put in the basket. Anyone on the green team can come up and get an extra ticket to put in the basket. You have to actually write your name on it, though, because I didn't do that. Yep. Does everybody get an extra ticket? Okay, we good then. Yes, shout out to Rob, who hid all of the tokens for me. I hid maybe 3 over the entire course of the weekend. Everyone else did it for me. Rob is the new Zib. All right. Okay.
Am I live? As a reminder, you will have one last chance to buy any extra shirts, pins, or lanyards that you would like at the conclusion of closing ceremonies before you have to wait till next year. I'm going to announce the winner of Work Tank. They were all fabulous. They were great. We loved it. I hope you loved doing it. We had a tie. We could not decide. We had a tie between team number 2, my Teledon Mushroom Spore Bread Won't Rise, and team number 4, I Need to Find My Lost Pet. So if you were on team number 2 or team number 4, please come get an extra ticket. If you're on team number 1 or team number 3, we still love you. You do not get an extra ticket. Okay. We have a lot of lovely prizes. We thought we were going to have nothing, so I'm very happy to see this. Thank you to everyone who brought them. I'll start at this end. We have a lovely foiled print. Is it a print? Sure, we'll call it a print that Kelly made, ready for framing. It says things. I don't know what that says, but it says things. We also have some lovely mini foiled cards that Kelly also made. Who brought the unwritten book? Robert brought us an unwritten book. Yeah, it was a spare. These are hard to come by these days. You can get the digital copy, but the hardcover is hard to come by. Kefrith made the... Where's Kefrith? You made the dice, right? We have some 3D printed Dunny Fate dice. Robert also brought us more of the Spirit Peter Gabriel comics, as well as some little mini drawings. And a new print, Scoops, which I hear were not actually inspired by abduction, despite looking a lot like what would happen if you took the abduction sphere where? Oh yeah, there it is. There it is. None of you can see it from back there, but it is there. We have, you were here last year, you remember, the last two cones. Who brought the squeeze? Some squeeze. You also brought the strategy guides. We have a number of, we have a Riven strategy guide, Mist, a whole bunch of Mist, and they all have pull-out maps in them. Parker made this print. I do not know what these are. Warning, 3 mist hints inside. Only open if in dire need. Hint 1, access to the places of protection starts by examining everything on the library walls. If you still need more, unfold this flap. Hint 2. It was in the original game. Hint 2, access to the places of protection starts by understanding the function of the map in the library. If you still need more, unfold this flap. Hint 3, turn on the marker switches on Mist Island to activate locations on the map in the library. Rotate the dash tower to locations that turn the line dash red by clicking and holding the flashing icon on the map. Go to the tower to find the access keys. Who brought this? Did you bring this? You brought all the things, and the Journal of Mist. This also came... Oh, this is with the blank journal, yes. Imagine your mind as a blank slate, like the pages of this journal. You must let Mist become your world. The land will offer up the answers you seek, if only you have eyes to see, ears to hear, and wits to remember. For that task, your unswerving devotion to entering your observations and thoughts on these pages may alone prove indispensable. Record every scrap of evidence you find, no matter how insignificant it may at first appear. Words, numbers, pictures, patterns, the form is not important. In the end, these shards of broken worlds may be your best hope of discovering the identity of that betrayer of ages past, that destroyer of cultures, that defiler of sacred traditions. And now, the way this will work is we will call a name. You will come up and choose a prize. We will not stop calling names. You have to go quickly. We want to get through this so we can all go home. Parker. Parker, you should take this. Katie. Kelly. Paul. Link's Revenge. Where is he? He's over back there. Hollister. The ribbon's gone. Bill Arvola. Bill Arvola? Bill Arvola. Devin. Katie again. That's what you get for winning. Fallstar. Shockingly, we haven't heard Mimiki's name yet this year. Kevin H. Oh, yes. Sound guy, Kevin. Mimiki! Spelled with 3 I's. Bruce. Monica Smileys? Kat Jonda. Scouter. Tegan. Lucas McLean. Tina. Klamas. Lutra. Michael Arvola. Thank you for writing how to pronounce it on the ticket. Matt. Drea. What do you want? Everything is fixed and you can't change it. Anna Cat. Robert. Devin. Lutra. Capella. Tayrun. You don't want scoops? There are 2 missed books left. And that's me, and I already have one, so I will pass. Mr. M3 fan. Drew, Mr. Sound Cue. I bent down. Hollister. Hollister already has one. Survey says. Boz. Thank you. Thank you all. We are only slightly behind. And this is very warm, so I'm taking it off now. We're going to need a runner. Who wants to be a runner on the committee? A runner. Great. My feet are tired of running all weekend. Yes. Okay. Thank you all. I already asked if you had fun. You all said yes, so good. As you heard, we will be in Spokane next year. We did not get the date ready, and Cyan did not put it in the video. So if you give me one moment. As always, it is the first full weekend in August, which next year will be August 2nd through 4th in Spokane, Washington, 2019. We will have at least one day, probably Saturday, at Cyan's headquarters. We are figuring out whether or not we can have like actual talks at Cyan's headquarters this time, or if it will just be visiting and barbecue and all that. It's early days yet. We are attempting to get as many special guests as we can to come to this. If you have people you would like to have come to this, let us know who you would like, either on Discord or when I open it up to questions and comments. Thank you to Drea and Odo, our illustrious con chairs this year. Thank you, as always, to the rest of the committee, Drew, Kelly, Rob, Tegan. Rob, you're now committee. Capella, Brendan is basically committee at this point. You're basically committee at this point. Next year you get a committee shirt. And Strix, who could not be here but helped online. Make her help me. I am con chair again next year. We're now going to open this up to, unless anyone has anything else to say.
Next 20 years, you wanted to remember?
Yeah. I'm going to open it to that, but unless does any committee members have anything else to say first? Great. We're going to open it up to feedback for this year as well as ideas of what you would like to see next year. If you have thoughts, please raise your hand. And Kelly, will come to you. Lutra has a thought. Is it on? That'll do it.
So push the button. Hello? Yeah, there we go.
Lutra.
Okay.
I love all of you guys so much. Like, I absolutely love you a lot. In my heart, forever. But I cannot believe it took us this long to do Mysterium show tunes. And that was amazing and top shenanigans. And we need to do that next year because that was just amazing, you guys.
I thought Work Tank was a good variation on what would Atris build. I'd like to see that again.
Who else felt that Work Tank was a nice way to change up what would Atris build? Did anyone prefer the old format? Okay.
Or novel thought, both. Time for both? Maybe? No? No, I'm getting glares. Dear God. Okay, I'm sorry.
Moving on. Any other thoughts?
Robert had some. No?
I was just wondering if maybe like there's a way to kind of like streamline the what would Atris build. So I know that's what Work Take kind of was, but if somewhere more between the two.
Do you have
maybe?
any thoughts?
I could think about it. I got a year, right? I don't
Yeah. Suddenly everyone's on the committee.
I just wanted to, and don't take this the wrong way, but I felt like the two different types of marker missions should have been scored separately, and only because the team that got every puzzle right was not the winning team.
Yeah, you should get a wired mic. Okay, or not.
Yes, the team that got all the puzzles was not one of the winning teams, but, well, I mean, that's not true. The green team did, in fact, get all of the puzzles. Only one team did not get all of the puzzles. It wasn't because of just the puzzles. That's why I always add in the tokens. Otherwise, it's just one and done. Because the green team went and found more markers, that's the only reason why it was above. Really, only one team didn't finish all the puzzles. It didn't have anything to do with with who got what. That's all I got.
Callum? It's on.
Okay, just was making sure. I think the only thing complaint I had this weekend was coordinating lunch schedules with people and lunch and dinner. I think if what we were doing with the committee or with the unconference stuff, where we had the little poster boards on the wall and we could put stickers on them, we should probably. I'm thinking in future maybe we should do something similar where we have like here's this restaurant, here's this restaurant, here's this restaurant, and just have like a little board that you can sign up on for lunch that given day or dinner that given day for certain things, and then that way it's a bit more streamlined so people aren't like panicking and trying to figure out who's going where so within seconds.
Right.
Because yeah, it seems I think that would be a more streamlined thing to do.
Interesting thought.
My voice is not great. To expand upon what he says, like for a group as concise as this, I think like branching off for lunch and knowing exactly like group Thai restaurant, group sushi place, group Mexican, like that would be a really cool feature so that it's not so scattershot. Although the Discord server was a helpful tool in trying to coordinate food, but I do agree with what Caleb said. So yeah, just to expand on that.
I just wanted to say the pins we got for our swag were really awesome.
Odo. Oh, yes. I
Big
should
thanks.
also say that Odo did the work.
He did the work,
right?
and then
Laughing Pineapple did the other two pins.
So they were great, and I would really love to see more of those next year.
It's always a good thing to get a chance to get outside the hotel more. About the only time we went outside the hotel this year was for food or getting the pictures for the puzzles. Yeah, summer tends to be hot. Now, naturally, next year in Spokane, we'll be going to Siam, but getting to see unique sites is always fun.
Went to the museum.
Yes, we did that too.
And we have some unofficial
Felt
excursions.
like we were in the hotel a lot, but yes.
We have some unofficial excursions after closing ceremonies. What did people think about our use of Discord this year? How could we have improved it? Did you hate it? Did you like it? Say whatever you were going to say before. Yeah.
I'll just say that I did like Discord. I didn't see any real issues. Maybe having better divisions in the subjects, as most people were only in one or two conversations. So either limit them all down to just those three, or have somehow better, I don't know what you do, descriptions of them to maybe make it so people go into the other ones too. Yeah, either less channels that don't get used or more channels that do get used, you know. Unfortunately, it's hard to control that, you know.
Yep.
But what I was going to say was I had mentioned it to Holster, and like he's like the idea of like the next year's game show possibly being like the actually of on YouTube, where the host says like an incorrect fact. For example, it would all be incorrect facts about Myst, and the contestants have to correct the fact, and they have to go actually it's a wark, not a whatever. And it's really a hilarious show.
Like the video we saw during the introduction, dance off.
Maybe Ryan will do it again next year.
Regarding the Discord, I'm going to be honest, I forgot that we had it, and I didn't really look at it all weekend. So I was wondering if something really relevant and pertinent was on the Discord, if when announcements are being made, you could just kind of call attention to, hey, could you check out Discord?
Well, so generally what we try to do is we make the announcement, but then we also post it to Discord. So Discord it lives there past just the announcement, but we also try to say it.
Okay, just like if you're up there already, and there happens to be something on Discord that we need to know, just, hey, could you check out Discord? As well as whatever you're saying when you're up there.
Okay.
On the Discord usage, I think maybe it would be kind of like in years past we had like one computer set up with Cyan Chat or the live stream screen on it that people at the con could look at while they're here. And some of us have our phones, and some of us have our computers that we brought with us. Some of us don't have the immediate access to those sometimes while we're here. So if there's something, like if say we're using Discord to coordinate lunch or something, then we would want, then having something there to be slightly, at least ease of access to look at would be probably helpful, I think. Yeah, just like just the one screen or something, not even just like, doesn't even have to be, yeah, I just something to consider.
Like a Chromebook in the corner that's logged into Discord, yeah. Where's she going? Where's she going? Oh.
I love this. I just want to say that, let's see, I've been coming to these since 2004, and I think the committee does such an outstanding job, and I'm going to cry. That I think they work so hard at this, and I love everything anyhow, so I mean, it doesn't matter. But it's just, I think the committee, and if you think the committee doesn't do good, then you should be on the committee and see what they have to go through. So.
And thank you for the cookies.
Oh, it's so much.
If you would like to join the committee, get in touch. Yes.
More
yes, one of the
comments.
work tag topics that was missed was planning a Mysterium convention.
It was.
This is the committee's submission.
More comments.
You know, Tanith came and gave Mimiki a hug for her comments. Probably going to punch me for mine. I would actually be interested in seeing one of those escape the room type things he did from a couple years ago. Yeah.
Someone last night was saying they want to make one for next year. I learned my lesson in 2015, and I will not make my own while I am a con chair. How many people were first-time attendees this year? A lot of the room. How many of you would come back?
I don't know what the question was. Sure.
Great.
Yes.
How many of you are planning to go to Spokane? Yes. We did something right. Any other thoughts?
I like when they're doing the marker mission with the puzzles, the fact that it was a specific time period that you had to finish them in. Past conventions, it was like the entire weekend, and people would be missing other things because they're sitting in the back working on the puzzles. So the fact that it was a specific time period, I liked.
It is actually 10 years ago today, well, not today, 10 years ago this weekend was the first year of marker missions when Ellery first started them, and they were a single time block, and then at some point they morphed into the entire weekend, and this year we said we need to rein that in. Yeah.
That being said, I know last year we had extra puzzles that were just for fun puzzles. Do we want to bring those back? Yes. Okay. Good to know. I'll work on that, and hopefully not break them.
I would like to see us bring back the Iohican Gemindet tournaments.
So I like the word puzzles for marker missions this year and the math puzzles for previous years. It'd be nice if we had a wider variety of puzzles so that people who have different skills can apply them differently for the different kinds of puzzles.
If anyone would like to make puzzles, in the past it's been like Drea and Zib, and then Drea and Kelly, and then Kelly and Drea. Yeah. Who has to-
So,
who's talking? Oh.
As a with a lot of the activities being participatory, I think especially at the beginning of the convention, it'd be nice to have like some facilitated icebreaker type activities, getting to know people, breaking down the inherent fears of meeting other people and such.
Yep. As we've gotten bigger, it has gotten harder for people to, break the ice. We've discussed it. One thought I've had was just like, put some cards on the tables that say, what's your favorite game? What's your, just simple little things. You can pick them up and talk to each other. If you have ideas, if anyone has ideas for good little icebreakers, I don't want to do like the generic camp icebreakers, fall backward and all that. Stand up, Dre. But yeah, if anyone has thoughts, let us know now or post in the Discord or whatever.
The past couple years, we went to escape rooms, and that was super cool. And I think the issue is that there's not a lot around here. Is that right?
No, there are. We just went. We went to the City Museum instead.
Okay, let's do those again. Whenever possible. I love those.
If people are sticking around, they are around here. You could put a group together. There's one right up on Washington.
On the escape room thing, I actually think I would actually have preferred to do an escape room over. Well, just specifically for me, I would have preferred an escape room over the city tour because I got exhausted really quickly at the city tours or at the city museum. So it just just for the record, I'm all for more escape rooms.
In general, did people like the City Museum? Did anyone really hate the City Museum? Unless you build it yourself. Fair. Next time we will pre-install lift on your phone, Scouter. We'll get a wheelbarrow and...
Any more comments?
Anyone else? Is there any swag you would particularly like? Any pins you would love to see? Anything you'd like to see on a lanyard?
Honestly, I could probably even help with this for next year, but maybe
You heard it.
pins that have, you know, the ribbon dagger or other features, or even like the eyeball puzzle from like one of the first things you encounter, or a beetle. There's a couple other ideas for pins, and I have a little bit of experience with designing them. So I just, if somebody, you know, if you guys want to work with me, I'll happily try and contribute something for next year.
Can you?
Yeah, all right.
I know your
Go for
face.
this.
Can you repeat your name? I know your face. Can you repeat your name? Great. I had a thought. Was it anyone else? You had your hand up, yes.
I would like to see more little plush cones like that. Just, I've missed them out on them 2 years now. I was hoping to get one on the prize table, but I didn't because they got taken away. Someone else got them faster, but.
Did you not get any last year?
I was not here last year. I could not make
Oh,
it
you
last
weren't,
year, so
right.
I was. Thank you. I would appreciate one. Okay. Oh, gotcha.
You're just omnipresent. Like next year, I'm going to forget Zib wasn't here this year. Just like he left the Starry Expanse, he left us.
On the topic of icebreakers, since something tells me Spokane is going to draw a lot of new people next year, instead of, I mean, formal activities could be good, but it also might be nice to have icebreaker questions within the name tags themselves. So like people could, intriguing questions where people can write down their answers and it can spark conversations and people can get to know each other.
Interesting. I like it.
Do people
miss having? This is a loaded question. People miss having con books. Do people care about the con books?
Sure. I was gonna say I do miss having the con books, and I know part of the problem is lack of submissions.
Yeah.
So I keep thinking of ideas for things that could have been like you know what I mean? Like, you know how I made the zines with the other stuff, that I could make something special for that. So like if I have time to prepare and plan, so if we can coordinate that, you know, I could head that up, and if there's anybody else, Kat, who wants to do like other submissions or, you know, whatever, we can work on something nice. So
I know Pineapple's always up for it.
yeah, because I know like when we announce submissions, I'm like, oh cool, and I'm like in the middle of other stuff,
Right.
and then like I have a week, I'm like, or like remember the one I did for Salt Lake City that became the magnet, the thing? I did that like the night, like hours before the deadline was done.
Do you want to know how many years Shumla has emailed me the night of the deadline to say, can I submit tomorrow morning?
Yeah, yeah. So I can feel that too.
Yeah.
One thought for ideas for the pins and the swag in future years would be to have like one pin that combined the iconography from Cyan with something representative of the city that it's being held in that year to kind of commemorate that specific year of Mysterium. So like this year could have been the Riven Dagger in, you know, going behind the arch or something, that kind of thing. Or yeah, or the city's name in Denis.
The arch pin was almost thrown out
Good.
Also the badges, you know, well, not our badges, but the committee, your badges.
So we had an amazing songs. We had an amazing, everybody was super clever in writing the songs. I think we need a songbook. I think we need to like write out all these fabulous lyrics that everybody did and just put it together in a songbook.
If people have your lyrics, email them to committee@mysterium.net.
Do it.
Or post them to Discord, PM me on Discord, whatever. And they will all get posted to YouTube sometime next week.
I was telling some people how the year that I brought my accordion, I was trying to write a song called The Blue Page, Red Page Polka. And so I want to, it'd be fun to finish that and then print sheets and just make it a big thing, like a big sing-along.
Rand, what's that noise?
But yeah, Robert, I totally second that. It's like I'd love to see that. But I don't know if it's like of course it's been announced where it's going to be next year. Have you decided a theme yet?
20 years of Mysterium, probably something like that. We want to do something with all the old logos and have fun with that. On Robert's thought. Marie and I were discussing last year the concept of Mysterium pub songs. Everyone goes to the bar. Take all the traditional drinking songs and mystify them.
Speaking of.
Yes.
Love that. Hold on.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of compiling old logos into a book.
Yes.
The committee and I are going to be working on a mist-themed coloring book for next year.
And if anyone happens to know a good, cheap flocking printer, like making those coloring pages for felting flocking, it's where they're fuzzy and you can draw between the fuzziness. We're trying to figure out how to do that in large scale. Yes.
If there's a possibility for a really high-end prize or whatnot, I would say try and get one of the Kickstarter anniversary editions and
Funny you
give
should
that
say
off
that.
next year. But in terms of more practicality, since it's a 20th anniversary, you basically have to put out Mysterium D20s. Like, come on. I mean, this is from Convergence. They had their 20th anniversary this year, and they put out a D20. So you gotta put out a D20.
Someone write
Come
that
on.
down. Dre, are you taking notes? Great. Dre is proactive. We usually just take the video and then forget to watch it, and then, yeah. You're going to transcribe this, right? Yeah.
It is not gibberish.
Right. It's in French.
My brother mentioned this earlier. I don't know how practical this is, but is there any way that maybe the Mysterium website could have a place where anyone who wants to could submit their pictures? So there's just kind of a central place where we can all look at each other's photos from Mysterium?
So, like, for attendees to know each other, or
Yeah.
just in general for people to know who Mist fans
It
are?
would be intended for attendees, I guess, but...
We could come up with something. Yeah.
Hold on. Catch it.
Oh, for the contact thing, you could use a Google Sheets thing. Like, you have names here, contacts there, etc. And emails and all that.
Though you can't really submit photos through that, unless you can now. Yeah.
Well, I think you can insert photos.
I'll have to see. I'm sure there's a way to do it. It's probably a WordPress plugin to do it, actually.
No,
you don't want.
No, I mean
that's not a good idea. Yeah, that's a bad idea.
all right, maybe not with the photos, but with Google Sheets, you can just do like names in one column, emails in another.
The other issue with that,
Discord in another.
so in the past, sometimes we've had a big thing for people to write their contact info on, and one of the issues with that is we don't want to post everyone's contact info publicly online. And then people who register on site, their emails don't get. But now we have Discord, so if you join Discord, you can at least find people who are here. But yeah, I think having. Right. Yes. That's yeah. There are ways we can do it. We can look into it. Odo, were you raising your hand? Oh.
I would like to see something where, like, when it's their first Mysterium, that, because we know each other more or less, and I always feel sorry for people that are kind of sitting off to the side because they don't know anybody, and we tend to just roam around to who we know.
Yep.
And I don't know, a board that this is my first time or something, and come help me.
There's a local, long-standing science fiction convention in Boston called Aresia, and what they do is if it's your first time, you get this bright rainbow thing that says, "My first Aresia," that you stick in the bottom of your bag. Something like that could be fun.
Oh, ribbons.
Yes. Ask me about the breakfast.
Buttons or ribbons or something? Yeah.
Sorry? And then half the convention left. How do you feel about being filmed for a documentary? Any other thoughts? Going twice, going once? Okay. It is not Mysterium yet. It is now officially not Mysterium. The convention is, well, I guess I have to say a few things before the convention is over. We are going to close the room because we have to clean all of our stuff up and get it out of here and packed so that it can be driven home by Drea and Lutra. But it is not listed on the badge. Great. Where are we? What's the timeline for things? Forest Park. Right. So we have some unofficial off-site fun things. Forest Park is a large park with lots of museums. It has a science museum, a zoo, maybe?
And they are all free. There's the zoo, the science museum, the art museum, their history museum. All are free. There are exhibits you have to pay for. I know, like the Apollo one at the science museum. If you want to pet goats at the zoo, that's a couple bucks. But please, if you can, if you go to a museum, leave a few dollars, because my beautiful tax dollars, my husband's beautiful tax dollars, pay for those museums to keep them free. So if you can drop a few dollars in a donation bin, it would be appreciated. But they are free, and there is also a trolley that roams.
Trolley. It's a trolley.
Yeah, on the ground, it's like $1. Oh, it's
Free on Sundays.
Yeah, or it's like $1 or $2 for a ride, and it's a pass all day. Please, Forest Park is beautiful. If you can make it down there, please do. Remember, free museums and zoo. Yay!
So, and I believe there's lunch options there, right, Tegan?
What?
There's places to eat there?
Yeah, there's the boathouse. There's a couple places, and then there's the Central West End that has tons and tons of restaurants and everything. And what?
Gesundheit.
Oh, Forest Park was the home of the what year?
1904 World's Fair. Spokane was the home of the something World's Fair, right? So we have that starting at 2. That's basically so the committee has time to clean up. You are all welcome to go ahead of time with friends and such. I don't know that we're really going to we're probably going to take us longer than 2 o'clock to finish cleaning everything up. So if people would like to group up and go, the easiest way to get there is to go down to Washington Street, right? Have Street, Washington Street. You go out the hotel, turn right. It's the first big major cross street. Turn left, you'll get to the subway, the light rail, and you take either train. Will go to Forest Park, right?
Yeah, pretty much just go west to Forest Park. Both Metro links drop off at Forest Park.
Yeah, take the Metro link to Forest Park, either the blue line or the red line. Tickets are cheap. You could take an Uber if you want, but why do that when tickets in the Metro are cheap?
Yeah, you can always take a Lime bike or a Lime scooter as well.
Oh yeah, you could take a bird scooter. Might take a while. And then there was talk, so you can get lunch before you go, you can get lunch there, it's up to you. There was talk of, the park closes, all the museums close at 6. And then there was talk of going to the Flamingo Bowl, which is nearby, right? It's on Washington in the other direction. Left to get to the Metrolink, right to get to the Flamingo Bowl. And that is just, it's bowling, right? It's bowling, food, drinks, having fun. There's also that barcade that a bunch of people went to. Oh, yeah. Apparently, yes. But yeah, so you know, go to Forest Park, go get drinks and food and all that, have fun. Mysterium is officially over, and I hope we see you all next year. Thank you all for coming. Thank you all for putting up with me talking. And now, if you are not, last chance to buy shirts, pins, or lanyards up at the reg desk for the next 5 minutes, and then we're closing it down. If you are not going to help us clean up, please get out and hang out in the lobby.